You ring to my God to a king, God to a non-believer. Zanger, what's up? What's up, Abdi? Good morning. Good morning. We're a little later than usual. The internet in this area was down for a while, so I couldn't get on. As you seen, I'm already been working. That's why I'm already been sweating. Yami, morning. Roy T, what's good, bro? Producer, what's good? Jordan Hatcher, what's good? What's good? We here, man. We here. We are here, bro. We are here. Yo, y'all seen what's been going on? AFC North has been popping. Hey, beer popping. You know what's crazy? You hear how all the news, what's his name, was hitting his girlfriend. Then you got the stuff with Shadur Sanders. Then you got the big news with, yep, I'm at Bimbo. Y'all can see the sign. Bimbo Bakeries, I'm here. King Lee, King Blade, Ashley Shelton, how you doing? Hopefully everybody's good, man. Listen, bro, we got a lot to kind of get into. I want to kind of say this too when it comes to the Ravens. You know, I'm really hoping that they don't think that they've done enough. I think once again we have enough, but I don't like to rest on laurels. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that kind of person. They need to still keep stacking. They need to keep stacking because these teams, bro, they're not stopping. They are not. The only good thing I could say that I like is that the Ravens were able to sign their second round pick. And our second round pick wasn't even for fully guaranteed. The other, I forgot what team it was, another second round pick got a fully guaranteed contract. And it's from the second round. He was like the 50 something pick. He got a fully guaranteed contract, another one. So now there's four out of the 32 teams' second round picks have now been signed. Two of them got fully guaranteed contracts. The other two don't. So, hey, and you know the Ravens, they weren't going to budge. So they weren't trying to give nobody no guaranteed contracts. Nobody. Good morning, Gregory Smith. Franco. Oh, you from the Texans? Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, the linebacker from thing. Yeah. Bro, I can't believe it, bro. Like, mind you, I'm not mad at it because my thing is the players, they bust their tails, bro. Like, they bust their tails. Like, I'm not in for looking at another man and say he don't deserve his money. You'll never ever hear me say that ever. This ain't basketball or baseball. Football is the most physically demanding sport out of the major sports right now, and it's not even relatively close. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying and I'm looking at it being like, bro, these guys are gonna get their money, I want them to get their money. It'd be jacked up if I didn't. What type of person would I be? But this is gonna cause problems. I'll tell you this now. I can want them to get paid, but you can see where it's gonna start causing problems because now they can't say it was a one-off. Multiple guys have gotten fully guaranteed contracts as a second round pick. Man, look at here, bro. The big bag. Look at the big bag. The original English muffins. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's on them. I think, like I said before, I think Mike Green's going to go off. I think he's going to have the opportunity to be not only a stud, I think he's going to be able to replace Oweh's production. I know they're not signing back Oweh. I know they're not. Anybody that's thinking that they're lying to themselves, they are lying to themselves. Hey, little yeah, you watching from the Philippines? Hey, that's love. Hopefully you safe out there. I got to come to the Philippines one day. I already told you I want to go to the Philippines. I want to go to the Philippines, Japan, and Dubai. Those are my three big ones. Those are my three big ones. But thank you for joining us. But man, the Steelers now, Their biggest player just got re-signed. The Steelers are spending money. Steelers are spending a lot of money, guys. People are not like looking at that. The Steelers done paid Metcalf. They done paid T.J. Watt. They paid what's his name to come over, bro. The Steelers are spending money. They're going to be a problem. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I am telling y'all. I told you they will pay T.J. Watt. King Lee, you did say that. You did say that. I was hoping they didn't because then we wouldn't have to worry about him. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a foolish thought to think that they wouldn't pay him, but it was wishful thinking at least. At the minimum, it was wishful thinking. And let's be real. We all knew he was going to get signed, but it's like you wish that they don't. T.J. Watt has been one of the most, if not the most disruptive player in the NFL. Him and Myles Garrett have been the two most disruptive players in the NFL. I don't think you can even argue it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, bro, I would love for him not to be in the AFC North no more. We don't need no more foolishness out of the AFC North. I keep trying to tell people that. I want these guys gone. Gone. You're gone. Gone. And the truth remains your gone. Dead serious with you, bro. I don't need any more because the AFC North is consolidating resources, bro. And everybody's getting better. They're upping everything from the safeties to the pass rushers. They don't care. They're doing whatever they have to do to do it. That I worry about that because the Steelers are a dirty team. I don't care what no one tells me. They play dirty. So they don't mind hurting a player. You saw what they did to Chubb. So when I look at that, I'm not trying to get my quarterback to get any unnecessary hits if you don't got it. It's being real. I won. Give me my money. Washington ain't stupid to get rid of Scary Terry. They'd be out of their minds. Listen, you got a young quarterback and you get rid of your best weapon, bro. Bro, a best weapon that could have left. Come on now, bro. Come on now, bro. Nobody wanted to play for that team. Nobody. You got a guy that is loyal to your team, and your answer to that is, let's get rid of him? Yeah, all right. Sounds good. It sounds good. They better pay him. They better pay him. Scary Terry's one of the best receivers in the game. How the heck are they not going to pay him? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. How are they going to run? How are they going to have what they have and expect Jaden Daniels to take another step forward with less weapons? If they do that, then they don't want to win. If they do that, they don't care about winning. I'm letting you know that now. If they're willing to get rid of Scary Terry, they're not into winning. They're not. They are not. If you're just tuning in, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're here live at Bimbo Bakeries. We pick up bread for the homeless and the less fortunate to go to the bread boxes giveaway. All right, guys? So if you're ever wondering what we're doing here, that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Some people don't know. So if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. Bro, and on top of it, the Ravens, even though it's a good news that we get our second round pick signed, O-line problems. Cleveland got problems with legal problems. What's his name got health problems. Hopefully Ronnie stays healthy. Like, bro, Voorhees is always hurt. Hopefully he stays healthy. Fillele's. Linderbaum's trying to get paid. Like, bro, I be looking at that sometimes like, man, this ain't what I thought it was going to be, bro. Like, real talk, man. I be sitting there like, man, this ain't right. This is not fair. Because our O-line's in flux. Like, people don't realize that Linderbaum got to get paid. Ronnie might have got paid. But we don't know what's going to be happening with Voorhees and Fillele. And we're just hoping that Ronnie Stanley can stay healthy for another season. Last year was Ronnie's most healthy season in like 4 or 5 seasons. So we're hoping that he could redo that again. We are praying that he redoes that again. If not, We're in deep doo-doo. Deep doo-doo. Connell Carino December Bimbo. Knicks was good. Who was the one with the DUI in Cleveland? I don't know his name. Oh yeah, Shadur Sanders. Not Shadur. Shadur's got speeding, but he don't got a DUI. I don't know which one of them got. It was Ben Cleveland on our team got a DUI case. LH, good morning, good morning, good morning. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, I'm looking at that, like, bro, that's a problem. That is a major problem that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about it. I'm like, bro, how y'all not talking about that? But once again, that's how this stuff goes. Like, sometimes people don't like to talk about the obvious stuff because it makes them feel uneasy. But to me, you got to discuss it because you got to rip off the Band-Aid. Because if not, then you're stuck. Then you get stuck. Man, I got so much stuff this morning. And yes, it is hot, but it's not like the sun beaming on you hot. It's just the humidity, hence the sweat. Hence the sweat. I'm so like, I can't wait for the season to start. But there's some stuff that I'm still worried about, man. Like, it's not like the NFC where you could take weeks off. Like, the Ravens' schedule is absolutely ridiculous, especially at the beginning. If we start off sluggish on defense and on the offensive line, we're not starting off 4-1 or 5-1. We might start off 2-3. And if we start off any better than that, it would be because Lamar just did a Herculean effort, and that he's going to get none of the things for it. It's going to be, oh, well, your O-line's really good. It's like, oh, you're not watching the O-line getting beat every game? Well, you're still have one of the best offenses. Well, that's because Lamar's making that happen and Derrick Henry's making that happen. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Mad English muffins today, bro. Mad English muffins. We're going to see what happens with it, though. AFC North got so much stuff going on. And that's not to mention if Aaron Rodgers start playing out of his mind. Like, what happens if Aaron Rodgers turns back the clock like Brett Favre did in Minnesota? What happens then? What happens then? What happens if they come out and start beating people down with that defense and the offense is humming? Everyone's going to say, oh, yeah, I'm telling y'all, I don't, listen, bro, anything that can happen, bad to the Ravens usually happens. I'm telling you, man, that man might come out, start flinging that football like you have never seen before and be like, well, where was this all those other years? You waited to the AFC North to go do this? I think everybody that says that he's going to have a bad year is going to be very, very surprised at the year he has. I think he's going to have a darn good year. I think he's going to have a magical year. I think he's going to have a resurgent year. And who knows, he could retire, but I have a feeling that after a year that he's going to have this year, he's not going to retire. And he might play like 2 more years, and he might just stay with the Steelers. Because if they say, we'll keep it for 2 more years, try to make a run of it, try to give Baltimore run for their money, because I think that they'll be the second best team in the AFC North. I don't think the Bengals will be. I think the Steelers are going to be the second best team there. Then they'll at least, if you're saying, hey, they're winning playoff games, going to the AFC Championship game, could you imagine what would go down if they made it to the AFC Championship game? Steelers, bro, how people would look at that, bro, it'd be crazy. Absolutely crazy, bro. Like, we'd be looking around like, are you serious? Big Grumpy, morning. The whole backfield is a bunch of X-Men. We're going to welcome that old man to the north. Same. A-Rod still got it. Yeah, it's very possible. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't know what the Bengals doing. The Bengals don't got their first-round pick signed. They don't got their second-round pick signed. They still haven't signed their best defensive player. The Bengals right now are going through absolute problems. That's why Bengal fans right now are trying to talk about everybody else's team, not theirs, because they're feeling it right now, bro. Like, as a fan, imagine how pissed off you would be if our bet, let's say if Hamilton said he's not playing, right? Mike Green said he's not signing. And what's the first round pick we did this year? And Malachi Starr said he's not playing. He's not signing. Could you imagine how pissed off we would be right now? So they're in their feelings right now, bro. They're in their feelings. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. That fan base is cooked right now. Cooked. They're like, oh, why is everybody talking about us? Why? Why are you talking about us? Why? Talk about your own team. Don't you see what's happening with your team? I'm like, bro, their teams ain't floundering like this, bro. How do you not see that? And they get bad too, bro. They get really bad, bro. Like, bad. I don't know how to say right now. It would suck to be a Bengals fan. Suck. Suck to be a Bengals fan. Could you imagine? Zelly the 98 grand. Good morning, bro. Engraving was good. The Bimbo Duck logo in the background is how I feel about Bengals going through all the missions. Yo, everyone say shout out to Engraving. Shout out to you, bro. Glad you're here, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, Engraving, I already told everybody we're going to collab soon, bro. So don't run away from me, man. Engraving, don't run away from me, man. You tell those fans we're going to be collabing soon, man. It's going to be me and you and me. Nobody else does the dice against the beat. The only one for me is you, and you for me. Bro, too happy together. Da, 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 da. We got to collab, bro. I already told them we're going to be collabing soon, Ing. They know. Don't run away, Ing. No. Yo, man, I love having fun, man. I love having fun. Man, this is so much stuff, but this is some good stuff, though, today. Put this on the other stack. Telling y'all, though, I know Ing is right, though, because a lot of us are laughing at the Bengals, but that just works out for us. But the problem is I don't like, here's the other side of it. It just makes more excuses for Joe Burrow. And I already told y'all, Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. I don't know how you argue that, but I don't like all the excuses I see him get and Herbert get. So I don't want to hear no excuses when they miss the playoffs for a third straight season. They still talking about Bell. He's so great. He's so magical. Hey, get me all mad in my feelings. You know that's what they're gonna do. They're already doing it with Herbert. They got Herbert over Hurts. Junk is nasty work, bro. Y'all saw that nasty, disgusting list. And the funny thing is, the thing what they beat over our head with Lamar is the thing that they're saying it's not a big deal when it comes to Hurts. That junk is crazy, bro. Crazy. Crazy. Delvin's in the building. Bro, y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not lying. Y'all know what's up. They give them every excuse in the world. Every single one. Give you every excuse in the world, and then we'll be like, oh. And then be like, oh, he's just a better quarterback. No, you have your bias. You're being extremely biased. That's why I say what I say when it comes to them. How are you going to say Jalen Hurts isn't one of the top quarterbacks when he's been to the Super Bowl twice? Been to the Super Bowl twice, won a Super Bowl MVP, been a 2-time Pro Bowler, runner-up MVP, all-pro, like champion, the most unstoppable move in NFL history with the tush push, right? And you're saying he's not a top 5 QB. But then you'll, in the same breath, you'll be like, Burrow, who, the reason why we love Burrow is because he's beat Mahomes and he made it to a Super Bowl once. And the man hasn't been in the playoffs in over 2 years. Could be a third. Dexter Perkins was good. Good morning. You feel what I'm trying to say? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, bro. Oh, it makes sense. You just have to like the player that we're talking about. It'd be so nasty, bro. I'd be looking at them like, man, y'all have no shame. They have no shame, like none. I've never seen a quarterback get more excuses in my life than Trevor Lawrence and Herbert. They don't even bring up Trevor Lawrence no more. They act like what he's doing is, they don't count. He will start talking about him once he starts to win again. Remember what's his name used to call him, the Prince? Like, come on now, bro. It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Got that guy over there losing, playing bad. No one says nothing. But when he's playing good, oh, he's a top quarterback. He better than this quarterback. I'd rather this guy than this guy, right? And then when he stinks up the joint again, it's why are y'all talking about him for? We're not talking about him right now. It's nasty work, bro. Mind you, all of these other quarterbacks did not have to struggle to get their contracts. They were just given their contracts, which is hilarious to me. I know y'all remember that too. They were just given their contracts. There was no fuss made about paying them or that they deserved their money, and they were paid very early at the top of the market. Some of them didn't even make the playoffs yet and got paid. As I was trying to tell y'all, man, bro, the NFL be something else, man. That's why I'm happy. Like, mind you, I don't like people losing their money, but that's how I was laughing at Acho and them, bro. As I was laughing at them, I'm like, bro, y'all made a whole platform of denigrating a couple players, like 4 or 5 players. Now your word ain't worth nothing. See, that's the thing. That's why you have to have integrity. Because if you have integrity, your word means something. Your word means something, and eventually you will find audiences that will flex you. Look at Rob Parker. Rob Parker lost his job at ESPN for what he said about Robert Griffin III. Should he have said it? I don't believe he should have said it, but he said it. And they said he's wrong, blah, 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 blah. Now it's coming back over the field that he was 100% correct. And now everyone's saying, wow, Rob Parker lost his job telling the truth. But guess what? He's been on radio for years. He still has his MLB vote and stuff like that, like one of the pro writers of America. And he still has his audience. He's still getting paid very well, and they respect what he says. That's the difference. Because when you real, even if you lose out for a short term, you'll always find your footing back because real recognize real. Real recognize real. People will say, yo, we flex with you because you real. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's the problem with Acho. He's going to have a very hard time jumping back onto somewhere because everyone's going to be like, we don't, unless ESPN scoops him up, which I don't know why ESPN would do that because they already don't want to pay who they have. I'm telling you, he's going to have trouble finding another job. He's going to have Shady and them will find jobs easier because they are respected champions. Like he's a respected champion. So he will find a job much faster than what Acho will. Much faster. Like it's not even debatable. It's not even debatable. Not even debatable. I don't want to bring this in because something in here is blocking. I don't know. Earlier, I couldn't even get signal in there. And I don't know. It's never happened before, but it happened today. And I couldn't go live. I'm going to bring y'all in here. Hopefully, the phone don't shut off. DCC 219 was good, bro. These dudes hoping for these other QBs to win. They wait for Lamar to lose. Now, I'm telling you. You already heard them pretty much admit. They're like, if the regular season doesn't matter for Lamar, but if he loses, we'll talk about it. Ryan Clark. That junk is crazy to me, bro. Like, how do you do that with a straight face? Be that biased. There's never been a quarterback that more people doubted, more people spoke bad on, and then proved more people wrong than Lamar Jackson in the history of the game. There's never been. Because usually what happens with the NFL is when one person believes, when enough of them believe it, that's what you're categorized in, and then there's nothing you can do about it. Lamar made the most of his starts, and now you're talking about a quarterback that's a three-time All-Pro QB that people said should not have played the position. And these are the top evaluators in the country saying that he's not good enough to play the position. He's not smart enough to play the position. And somehow he's been a 2-time MVP, 3-time All-Pro, led the AFC with a Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in that same division. He's had the number 1 seed twice. Like, what are we talking about? He's had the top offense in the league twice. Like, bro, like you can't be that wrong and expect people to still, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll say, oh, well, it's disrespectful because we'll defend him and stuff like that. No, it's disrespectful. Y'all keep with the foolishness. My thing as a man and anybody as an adult, if you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. Listen, I'm not always going to be right. There's going to be times when I'm wrong, right? And y'all see me. If I'm wrong, I say, guys, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's my bad. I'm wrong. You, in the face of being wrong or even in a loss, you hold your chin up. You hold your chin up high and say, I was wrong. That's what you do as an adult or anything else. These guys don't seem to understand that. They triple, quadruple down while being wrong and expect a parade when they're right. That junk is crazy to me. That junk is crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. Think about that. Like, as a person, if you're right, you expect people to die. I know I'm right, but they want to be known as right and be celebrated for being right. And then when they're wrong, they don't want the wrongs to be brought up at all. Like, how dare you bring up that I'm wrong? How dare you bring up my shortcomings? But are quickly to point out anybody else's shortcomings. I don't believe in that. Be real. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be perfect all the time. King Blaze was good, bro. See what I'm saying? Actually, thank you. Agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe Acho and them's going to get any other like work quickly. They're not. They're not. Because it has to be built on something. It has to be built on integrity. You have to, like, when you're building, like with me, that's why I don't play with anything that if I say something, I stand 10 toes on it. And if I'm wrong, I immediately say, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Because your integrity has to shine bright. Then people respect your viewpoint more. Your viewpoint starts to be able to be weighed. Like people that can be bought, like Acho and them, like we see with Dan Orlovsky, that's why no one respects him, right? You were a former, even though you didn't have a good career, you're a former NFL quarterback that we found out was getting paid to make your to make your critiques on certain players because you're getting paid. So you're just a paid mouth. Now no one's gonna respect what you say because they know that you're being bought and you can be bought. It's crazy. I'm out of here. Man, that humidity is crazy. The sun's not even shining, but it's still hot. It's crazy. You have a good day, man. God bless. I'll see you next week. Hey, do you have cups here? Oh, can I get some of the water from the thing? Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Thank you, man.
There's ice and then water.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Quench. I gotta get me one of these. Guys, look at this. It's called Quench. Done got an ice maker and a water machine. Best water machine I've ever seen in my life. He knows the majority of former greats who give Lamar his flowers. Exactly. It's true. All the former greats respect Lamar, big him up, every other thing like that. All of them. Even the former players of teams that we don't rock with. Respect them. Thank you so much, man. God bless. You know what I'm saying? They show him nothing but love. Because game recognize game, real recognize real. This, like, how do you say a player is not going to be good? He can't play double, triple down. You're running this for months, and then he does good. Then you say, oh, the NFL found him out. There's no way they didn't find him out. Then he goes on and has an MVP season. Oh, that was just a splash in the pan. Then he goes on and has another MVP season and another All Pro season. Oh well, but we still pick Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert over him though, and Trevor Lawrence. Like, come on now, bro, it's ridiculous. The man won an MVP, throwing to Willie Snead, Seth Roberts, a one-footed Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Boykin. Like, what? And the worst part about it is, if Lamar and the Ravens weren't actively trying to not score, to run out the clock sometimes and not score, he would have thrown for 40 touchdowns that year too. Think about it. He sat out the last game of the year. He sat out how many quarters they were blowing people out. Lamar easily could have thrown for 40 touchdowns in 2019. Easily could have thrown for it. Easily thrown for it. And that's what I'm talking about. You feel me? Like, he could have. And instead of being like, bro, keeping in the perspective, being like, man, this guy really has shown all of us, like, bro, he's just something more. Y'all like, nah. Like, what's his name? Try to be like, oh, he could take his MVP and shovel. And you know how disrespectful that is? You know how disrespectful that is? Like, bruh. And you got Stephen A. Smith sitting there grinning and laughing like that nothing's funny. Can you imagine if that was somebody else, what they would say? It's more than rape bait. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful as heck. That's more than disrespectful, bro. Talking about some more, I'm just a shock jock. That's more than a shock jock. You don't say it to people. Because imagine if we said that to Josh Allen. How they would be saying, what they would be saying, how they would be saying, you know what I'm saying? We can't believe you're disrespecting somebody like that. You can say you don't like him. Think about what they'd be saying in defense of Josh Allen if somebody came out and said that about him. He could take his MVP on national television and be like, he could shove it. Bro, get out of here, bro. That wouldn't have went down. That's what I'm saying. ESPN execs would have told him to apologize because it was Josh Allen. You see what I'm saying? But because it's almost like it's agreed upon that they're allowed to dog Lamar, they just let that junk go. He could shove it where the sun don't shine. And they're laughing and he's laughing and everything else. Like, bro, I promise you, if they said that to anybody, they'll tell them to apologize. They'll tell them to apologize. But because, once again, it's been agreed upon that they could crap on Lamar, they do that. How many times have they said some derogatory thing they had to come out and apologize? The only one that doesn't really apologize too much is Stephen A. He'll try to get the victim route and act like they did something to him, and that's why he said what he said. Everybody else, they got to apologize. Man, keep telling y'all, Mad Dog, the baseball guy, anything he says about football is from a casual standpoint. It's from an ignorant standpoint. I'm not a Bills guy. Everybody knows I'm not a Bills guy. I've been giving Josh Allen his flowers for how long? Our team is the Ravens. We don't like the Bengals. I've given Joe Burrow his flowers. Like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? As much as I'm not a flex of the team and everything else, Joe Burrow, he's a tough son of a gun, I tell you that. And he got my respect because he takes hits. The only person that takes hits like Lamar in the league is Joe Burrow. He's the only one. And that's being real. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, for as good as they are, when they get hit, they be flopping all over the field. Flopping for calls and everything else like that. To be fair, Joe Burrow gets hit. Like, I've watched him get pulverized. He's getting up. I'm like, you all right? I'm all right. Let's go. Run the next play. The only person I see that happens like that is Lamar. All the other quarterbacks get protected. Oh, they were allowing them to hit what's his name too that went to the Jets from the Steelers. Forgot his name. They're allowing them to hit him too, like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, like you've seen him like trying to start arguments, get close to the play, but and throw himself on the ground like what? Like, bro, I'm be real with you, I couldn't be a defender and watch that happen and not actively try to take him out. And I'm not saying I mean to take a shot at him. To be like, keep faking. I'm gonna give you, like, you remember when you were a kid? Now I don't know how many of y'all got corporal punishment, but I did. You remember when you were a kid and they would be like, let me give you something to cry about? You ever stop crying about, give you something to cry about? That's what I would have done to Josh. Straight up. And I'm not being hateful, I'm being real. Because if you're gonna keep whining and trying to get these calls and talk to the refs and everything. If I'm going to earn a foul, I'm going to earn it. You're not just going to get one for flopping when I'm already pulling up not to hurt you. And so like, hey, you're flopping around to get a call. It's like, okay, if I'm not going to call anyway, now I'm really going to hit you. Now you're really going to feel this. I'm going to earn that flag. Hey, and when I earn it, you're going to feel it. That's how I feel about Patrick Mahomes some of the times. When he be flopping around, acting like he's going out of bounds or whatever, hit him out of bounds. Take him, make him do a split out of bounds, hit him so hard. He going to be like, what the heck? And a couple people on the team do that a couple times. He going to be like, bro, I'm not doing that no more, bro. I'm not doing that no more, bro. They really hitting me, bro. Then, his tears are going to be, oh, why are you hitting him like that? Why are you hitting him like that? Because he's acting like he's going out of bounds, and we're pulling him, and he's trying to run for an extra 20 yards. And then he be out there, and, oh, I'm so strong. All right, strongly take this shot to the face. You'll stop with the foolishness real quick. I tell that to people. Sometimes people don't realize that's needed sometimes, bro. That's why remember back in the old days, that's why people didn't go up the middle. They used to call the bang 8 route or the bang 9, whatever it was called. And they called it because it was a seam route that you knew you were going to get banged on. Refs have apologized to yes. They've apologized to him before. And Josh doesn't need to do that. He's a top 3 quarterback in the league. He doesn't have to flop. Him and Mahomes flop. Be acting like they're getting killed out there. They're not even getting touched. And they'll smile about it after like, bro, okay. And my QB, they be trying to rip off his legs and mail it back to his mom. And then the referee be like, he all right. Tough it out, bro. You tough. You all right. Like, what? Hey! Nah, bro, I don't believe in that, bro. I do not believe in that. I do not believe in that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you gotta be real, bro. You gotta be real. And I tell that to people all the time. And even if I feel that way about Josh Allen, I still put him top 3. That's another reason why I harken back to what I said before. That's why people have lost respect for Acho and others. That's why. Because we've watched him say something and be like, I did say that. But we gotta change that. Yeah. We're not going like that no more. Like what? All because he's like, man, yeah, I'm not going to give him no. Nope. The narrative is we're gonna be extra hard on this player. Now this player, time to pivot. Like, what? Come on now, bro. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I defend Jalen Hurts the way I defend Jalen Hurts. Because the Jalen Hurts hate doesn't make sense to me. The reason why Jalen Hurts was taken in the draft was because of Lamar, right? A lot of people said he can't throw, he can't do this, he can't do that. Every year he's been a starter, he has made the playoffs. Every year. Every single year. With teams that were, especially at the beginning, that were more talented than his. You can't tell me that Dallas was more talented than his team. Can't tell me that. People seem to forget that. Now they have a super team. They have the best built squad. They didn't always have that when Jalen Hurts was starting. They built into that. Shout outs to Howie Roseman. And even if he didn't have those talents, he was still making the playoffs. Still putting up Pro Bowl seasons and stuff like that. Come on now, bro. And now he wins. He's been to the Super Bowl twice, wins one. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's like you're grading Lamar because he hasn't made the Super Bowl. That's why I say him and Lamar are two sides of the coin. Because Lamar has all of the individual accolades, and he has some playoff success, but not a major amount of playoff success. And then Jalen Hurts has all of the playoff success and not that much individual accolades, and they down both guys. They down both of them. It makes no sense. Oh, well, he doesn't have an MVP. For Jalen Hurts, he doesn't have an MVP. He's only been an All-Pro once. He was second-team All-Pro. That means they're a first-team All-Pro. Josh Allen's never been a first-team All-Pro. And he only has one MVP. He's never made it to the Super Bowl. And he's never won a Super Bowl. He's never been a Super Bowl MVP. But then they act like you took their cookies. I told y'all already. My top 3 quarterbacks in order goes Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. It's not changing anytime soon. And I give credence, and I'll give a reason why they're all stationed where they're stationed. Patrick Mahomes, for everyone saying that he's so good, his team has shown they don't need him to be great for them to win. Josh Allen, at least, his team, he has to be great for them to win. At least in the playoffs, not in the regular season. I'm talking about the playoffs. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow has shown that he doesn't have to be great for his team to win in the playoffs. Lamar's had to be the best player on the field every playoff game. Every one. And we get dominated in the trenches every single playoffs. What's good, Chris? Morning. You feel me? So that's what I say when I say. I'm real about it, man. I'm real about it. I look at it and I say, man, it shouldn't be this way, but it is. And I don't understand why they do what they do. I'll never understand why they do what they do. You on drugs if you think Hurts better than Burrow. Hurts has to be above Burrow. I have a question, right? I said this before. Everyone got in their feelings when I said it, right? You're saying that Burrow is up there because he beat Mahomes, right? And because he made it to the Super Bowl. That's the reason why, for the longest time, they've been putting Burrow so high. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's beat Mahomes. That's what they've been saying. You can't then say that that's the reason he makes it, and then you look at the Hurts and be like, well, he's beating Mahomes, went to the Super Bowl twice, been a Super Bowl MVP, outplayed Mahomes twice, and be like, nah, well, we don't got him in the top 5. I have to put Jalen Hurts that he is a champion. And you act like he's not, and you act like he hasn't been good individually. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 2nd in MVP voting in a season. Like, come on now, bro. And a Super Bowl MVP, he has individual accolades. Name the individual accolades that Joe Burrow has. Name it. Name, because they're Pro Bowl. So what do you, it's just the eye test? If the eye test is where you're at, well, that's why they keep putting Herbert where he is, even though he somehow keeps losing. You feel what I'm trying to say? Oh, we put Herbert up here because of the eye test. Guy throws 4 interceptions in a playoff game. It's the eye test. Try to tell the name Burrow story without him making the playoffs 3 seasons ago. You can't. You're sitting there like, man, this ain't working. Yeah, it ain't working. Come on, look at that and say that. You can't tell the Joe Burrow story without that. And they hang it and they celebrate it like he actually won the title. I said this before. Joe Burrow gets more love and respect for losing the Super Bowl than Jalen Hurts gets for making it to 2 Super Bowls, outplaying Patrick Mahomes twice, and winning one of those Super Bowls and getting a Super Bowl MVP. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Josh Allen has never been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson never been to a Super Bowl, right? Josh Allen gets more love for his MVP than Lamar gets for his 2 MVPs and 3 All-Pros. Tell me I'm lying. Josh Allen gets more respect for his 1 MVP and no first-team All-Pros than Lamar gets for his 2 MVPs and 3 All-Pros, and they've both only been to the AFC Championship game. Go figure. Josh has also never had the best record in the league. He's also never had the best offense in the league. But he gets more respect than Lamar, though. Make it make sense. No, it's not. That's a foolish argument. Let me tell you why that's a foolish argument, right? Because we've seen guys have amazing teams, and then those be their worst years or the year or they can't play. Joe Burrow's been hurt. So, okay, let's play that game then. Last year he was hurt. The other year he was hurt too. So, back-to-back years he was hurt. So the Eagles wouldn't even made the playoffs. If you want to play that game. And you can't say it because, remember, it was a regular hit on his legs and he hurt his hand. Joe Burrow's already missed 2.5 seasons worth of time. If you want to go that route. So that's what I'm trying to say. You can't say, oh, well, if he had this team, then he doesn't have Jamar, he doesn't have T, which, what's their names are still great. I mean, A.J. Brown is still a top 5 wide receiver in the league. I don't care what nobody says. But it's like Joe Burrow's been injured. So, okay, the Eagles got Joe Burrow, but he's injured all the time. Are they winning the title then? Do the Bengals play better with a more steady, more healthy Jalen Hurts, who has an unstoppable tush push to add to their run game with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Come on now, bro. Come on now, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like, if you want to say offensive line, if Joe Burrow had a better offensive line, you could say that he could be better and things like that. But to say teams, then you have to know you can't say teams because then you have to factor in what the player did. Burrows is miles more talented than Hurts. What are you talking about? What does this have to do about talent? You can be the most talented person in the world and it not equate to wins. Jamarcus Russell was extremely talented. Jamarcus Russell could be on one knee and throw it 80 yards. He was immensely talented. What's his name that got picked before Peyton Manning was immensely talented. Talent doesn't mean wins. What are we talking about? Drew Brees isn't one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. Are you going to, if you want to say talent, right? Just off talent. Jay Cutler, off of just talent, is one of the most talented players to ever grace an NFL field. Talented. So, are you going to say that if you put him on New Orleans, he would have won titles? He's not one of the most talented. Drew Brees didn't have an amazing arm. He's 6 foot. He's like 5'11". Like, what are you talking about? If you want to say talented, when you talk about people like, bro, I hate when people don't use common sense. Justin Herbert, they say is talented. Why? He's 6'4", runs like a 4.5. He looks like he's built in. It wasn't talent. Drew Brees is all hard work. Drew Brees didn't have a bomb arm. He didn't have a cannon of an arm. He didn't have all of the height. He wasn't immensely physically gifted. Drew Brees is up here and truly just hard work. There are guys that can take a ball and fling it 80, 90 yards. Look at what's his name right now in the Colts. Anthony Richardson. He's talented. If you want to say talent, just pure talent. But you have to be able to refine the talent. Like, how do you not know that? Like, how do you not? How can you have watched the NFL? How many great receivers who you would say have all of the physical talent, all the physical attributes, and don't amount to nothing? Look at Miles Boykin. Miles Boykin ran a 4.3, 6'3", 40-inch vertical, and he's a garbage receiver. And I would take Zay Flowers, who's not as fast as him, who is smaller than him, any day of the week. Your name is silly, and your takes are silly. I watch the road, and I don't need to, bro, and you're coming here being disrespectful too. Man, people be wrong, loud and wrong, bro. Loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. Like, people acting like people don't understand that. Like, there's been so many talented players that have amounted to nothing. The NBA has been full of them, right? Kobe Bryant is one of the hardest workers. You know how many 6-foot guys they had? Kobe didn't have the highest hops, and I'm not even a big Kobe fan. He didn't have the best, but guess what? He worked his butt off. He grind, wipe that nose and watch a Sneak Breeze game clown. Bro, to show you how bad it was, Breeze had a shoulder injury. That's part of the reason why he left the Chargers. They didn't even think he would come back from the shoulder injury. If you know football, like I hate talking about people that don't know football. Breeze had a shoulder injury. That's why the San Diego Chargers got rid of him. He didn't look like Drew Brees all the whole time. Saying he was undersized. He didn't have a cannon of an arm. That's what they were saying. If you know the history of football, you would know that. And if you want to believe Burrow's better than Hurts, fine. But you cannot argue that Drew Brees had all of the physical traits. He was a physical specimen. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And he had an injured shoulder. That's all hard work. Hard work and knowing where people are supposed to be. Like, come on now, bro. You think like Peyton Manning 6'4", 6'5", same thing even with Tom Brady? Like, what are we talking about, guys? Like, they have physical tools, like the physical tools to do. Drew Brees, when you're undersized, usually, you're known for speed, to be able to get away. Kyler Murray, fast. Old Russell Wilson, fast. Even Lamar Jackson, who is not undersized, still amazingly fast. When you're usually, Mike Vick, all of the guys are usually 6 foot. They're known for their running ability. Drew Brees was never known for his rushing ability, ever. Because that was never something. He's just hard work and going at it one way until he perfected it. He's the poster boy for hard work. He can't even throw the ball with his right arm no more. You know that, right? He can't even grip the ball with his right arm and throw with his children. He has to throw with his left. Once again, if you know the game, talk the game. If you don't, you're going to get somebody different. Because I know the history of the game. I know it. I know it. And mind you, the reason why I'm going to put, once again, I told you why I put Jalen Hurts over Burrow. Burrow has been often injured. And on top of that, if your argument is that he's made it to to a Super Bowl, and stuff like that, and that's what you hang your hat on, how are you not hanging on that Jalen Hurts has been to two of them? And won one. And has more individual accolades on top of it. Jalen Hurts has more individual accolades than Joe Burrow, and he has more team success than Joe Burrow. And what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Oh, well, if he was on his team. Like, what? What's up, guys? Yeah, I know it's locked. But guys, look, I'm back at the church. Hopefully everybody is doing okay. Have a great day. Much love. God bless. Look, we can argue, we'll disagree. DCC, you don't got to agree with me. I like the disagreement. It's fine. We can go back and forth. It's good. Guys, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do things. You don't got to agree with every opinion that I say. But y'all have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. I'll see y'all later.